One day, you're announcing mass staff redundancies to avoid bankruptcy, and the next day, you're unveiling plans for the most expensive stadium in British history. That's the controversy swirling around Manchester United's ambitious announcement, a colossal new 100,000-seat stadium with a staggering £2 billion price tag. A project so bold, so audacious, that it's left rival fans seething with jealousy and even some loyal United supporters scratching their heads in confusion. How can a club that Sir Jim Ratcliffe said was on the brink of collapse suddenly afford what could become the most spectacular sporting venue in Europe? Today, we're diving deep into Manchester United's boldest project, a stadium set to transform the club, English football, and Manchester itself. From its iconic Trident of the North design to fast-tracked construction and complex financing, we'll explore how the world's most famous football club plans to build the UK's biggest and most technologically advanced stadium. Let's find out. To understand Manchester United's ambitious stadium project, we need to look at their current situation. Old Trafford, the club's iconic home for the past 115 years, has been showing its age for quite some time. Leaking roofs, outdated facilities, and crumbling infrastructure have become embarrassing symbols of a club that has lost its way since the departure of Sir Alex Ferguson in 2013. In May 2023, the situation reached a new low when fans attending a match against Arsenal were soaked by rain pouring through the stadium roof, a stark visual representation of the neglect that has plagued United in recent years. But the issues run far deeper than just maintenance problems. While United stood still, their rivals invested heavily in modern stadiums. Tottenham, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester City all offer superior fan experiences and generate more matchday revenue per seat than Old Trafford. While Old Trafford's 74,000 capacity generates approximately £134 million annually, it's falling behind in premium hospitality areas where modern stadiums make their money. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, who acquired a 27.7% stake in February 2024, stated, "We needed a stadium which befitted the stature of Manchester United." Despite the club's on-field struggles, currently sitting 14th in the Premier League with over $1 billion in debt, Ratcliffe sees Manchester United as the greatest football club in the world, with 1 billion followers globally. And in his view, such a club deserves nothing less than the finest stadium in the world. But there's another driving force behind this project that extends beyond Manchester United's global brand ambitions: local regeneration. The Old Trafford area, once the industrial heartland of England, where the Industrial Revolution began, has fallen into decline. By combining the club's need for a modern stadium with local economic revitalization, United positions this project as beneficial for the entire community and potentially eligible for public funding. The timing may seem odd given the club's financial struggles, but CEO Omar Barada explains their thinking. "Our priority is getting the club in the best financial position to invest in players and infrastructure. The new stadium, according to United's leadership, is not a financial burden, but rather the catalyst, the centerpiece for the wider regeneration project that will secure the club's future prosperity." When it comes to the design of Manchester United's new stadium, the club has enlisted world-renowned architect Norman Foster to create what they hope will become one of the most recognizable sporting venues on the planet. The most striking visual element of the design is what's being called the Trident of the North, 3 enormous spires rising 200 meters high, visible from 40 kilometers away. These towering structures are not merely decorative. They represent the 3 stars from Manchester United's crest and serve as a powerful symbol of the club's ambition to dominate English football once again. But it's the capacity that truly sets this stadium apart. With 100,000 seats, it will become not just the largest football stadium in the UK, surpassing Wembley's 90,000, but the second largest in Europe. This massive increase in capacity isn't just about bragging rights, it's a calculated business decision. The additional 25,000 plus seats compared to the current Old Trafford will generate substantial new revenue, particularly if a significant portion are premium or hospitality seats, which can command much higher prices. The field itself will be designed for optimal acoustics, with the stands positioned to create what Foster calls an intense atmosphere that brings fans close to the pitch. One major feature will be a single-tier stand similar to Borussia Dortmund's famous Yellow Wall, a steep bank of seats that can hold up to 25,000 fans in one continuous section, creating an intimidating wall of noise and color. Beyond the stadium itself, the design incorporates what could become the largest public space in the world, an open area surrounding the venue that will be accessible 24 hours a day, transforming what is currently an industrial zone into a vibrant community hub. This public space will feature restaurants, retail outlets, entertainment venues, and possibly even residential areas, making it a destination even on non-match days. Technology will be central to the fan experience, with plans for state-of-the-art 4K video displays, immersive LED lighting, enhanced connectivity, and interactive fan zones. The goal is to create what United's leadership calls a global destination that will attract visitors from around the world throughout the year. While some traditionalists have expressed concern about losing the heritage of the current Old Trafford, club representatives have emphasized that elements of the club's history will be incorporated into the new design, potentially including a museum celebrating Manchester United's storied past. The new stadium will be built adjacent to the current Old Trafford, allowing the team to continue playing at their historic home throughout the construction process, minimizing disruption to match day operations. This approach also maintains the club's connection to the area where they've played since 1910. The construction approach for Manchester United's new stadium employs innovative methods that could revolutionize how major sporting venues are built. Instead of the traditional decade-long timeline, United plans to cut construction time in half through modular techniques. Sir Jim Ratcliffe explained, "It will be a modular build. The modules which Norman Foster talked about means that we can build a stadium much more quickly." This prefabrication approach involves constructing large sections off-site, then shipping these massive components, weighing up to 7,000 tons each, to Manchester. Approximately 160 of these enormous modules will be assembled on site. With traditional methods, a stadium of this size would be a 10-year project, but United's leadership believes they can complete it in just 5 years, assuming they receive timely government support for the wider regeneration scheme. However, this ambitious timeline and the entire project itself have generated significant controversy, with 3 major areas of contention. First, there's the stark contrast between the club's financial statements and this massive capital investment. Just 1 day before announcing the stadium plans, Ratcliffe claimed the club would have gone bust by Christmas without the cost-cutting measures his team implemented, including significant staff redundancies. Critics have questioned how a club supposedly on the brink of financial collapse can simultaneously announce a £2 billion stadium project. Second, there's uncertainty surrounding government support. While Ratcliffe spoke confidently about government backing for the regeneration project, a spokesperson for the Prime Minister quickly responded that they were not aware of any government support that has been committed to the project and were unsure of the specifics. This disconnect raises questions about how far along discussions with public officials actually are. Finally, there's the emotional attachment many fans have to the current Old Trafford. While the new stadium promises better facilities and experiences, some supporters fear losing the history and soul that makes the Theatre of Dreams special. The club has attempted to address these concerns by emphasizing that they're staying in the same area and will incorporate elements of United's heritage into the new design. Despite these controversies, Manchester United appears determined to move forward, with hopes of beginning construction by the end of the year if they can secure necessary approvals from local authorities. Throughout the estimated 5-year construction period, the team will continue playing at the current Old Trafford, allowing for a smooth transition when the new stadium is completed. The £2 billion question hanging over Manchester United's stadium project is simple. How will they pay for it? For a club over $1 billion in debt with recent cost-cutting measures, financing the most expensive stadium in UK history presents a significant challenge. Yet United's leadership remains confident through innovative funding approaches. CEO Omar Barada is exploring multiple options, including naming rights. While traditionalists might resist renaming Old Trafford, modern stadium economics makes this likely inevitable. Tottenham reportedly sought around £400 million for naming rights, and United's global brand could command even more. The club will likely pursue personal seat licenses, PSLs, allowing fans to purchase rights to buy season tickets for specific seats, a method successfully used in the US and by Tottenham to generate upfront capital. United isn't seeking government funding for the stadium itself, but expects public investment in the wider regeneration project for infrastructure improvements. This differs from US stadium projects, where taxpayer money often covers significant construction costs. Sir Jim Ratcliffe's personal wealth and Ineos connections provide additional financing avenues not available to most clubs. United views this as an investment, with projected matchday revenue potentially rising from £134 million to over £200 million annually, justifying the expenditure alongside enhanced sponsorship opportunities. The project represents more than a new building. It's a statement of intent from a club determined to reclaim its position at the summit of world football. This 100,000-seat Trident of the North will reshape not just Manchester United's future, but the landscape of English football for generations. Now, we wait to see if Manchester United can turn this spectacular vision into reality. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and press the bell icon for more exciting stadium projects.